Yes, sir.
So, in July, you see this on TV about Casey Anthony. You felt bad for her.
No, I didn't say that. I said I felt bad for the family.
Okay, you felt bad
primarily
for
George and Cindy.
Okay. And why did you feel bad for them?
Well, you see people going up to their house and making threats, throwing things at them, cursing them, going after them physically. It's not right.
Okay. Did you feel sorry for Casey as well?
No.
Okay. So you decided to initiate. Nobody retained you. The Anthonys did never have retained you.
That's right.
Is it my understanding that in July, while watching news reports on television, you decided to volunteer to render aid and assistance in private investigation?
I went down to render assistance as a private citizen,
okay,
as did other people.
As a private citizen, not in capacity as a private investigator.
Because I wasn't doing an investigation now.
Okay, so when was your first contact with the Anthony family?
I don't remember. I truthfully don't remember. I think it was on a Saturday, but I wouldn't know the date.
I don't need the date, just the range of time.
Just
as a private investigator, you probably take a lot of notes. Maybe this is
not on this.
Trouble. Oh, you didn't take notes on this?
Not on this, no.
Okay.
I had no reason to.
Okay. So you went down in July?
No, I think it was in August. I think it was sometime in August. Okay. Again, I won't swear to it because I don't know.
Yeah. So in August, you decided to contact the Anthony family. How did you meet them?
Just drove down there. And, I was in my car and drove up. Mr. Anthony was outside working. I just told him who I was, and I said, just so I'm not a reporter, and said if I can be of any help to you, I'll be more than happy to help you.
So I'm sorry.
That's right. And he just looked at me kind of strange and said, thank you.
So you left your home one Saturday morning, and how'd you know where they lived?
How do I know where they lived? It's public information.
Okay. So would you put it into your GPS and just?
I don't need a GPS.
Just a map and went there.
Well, it had already been broadcast on TV and radio.
How'd you know how to get there? You're not from here.
No. Well, I can read a map.
Oh, so that's what I asked. You took a map and
but not GPS.
Okay, map, and you went to their home.
Sure.
So my understanding is you then pull up and there's George working in the yard. You get out and you say.
No, I didn't get out.
Okay, sorry.
I just drove up and he was working. I just said hello and introduced myself and just told him what I just said to you.
And what did he say?
Just looked at me and after a few seconds he said, thank you. And that was it.
Thank you for what?
Thank you for what I just offered.
And the offer was?
If I can be of service to you, I'll be more than happy to help you.
So how long did the conversation last?
15, 20 seconds.
Okay. Did you hand him your business card?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a business card?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so then you drove away?
I parked my car.
Oh, did you get out? So and then what happened?
Miss Anthony came out and she spoke to some of the media people. It wasn't being taped or anything, I don't believe. And just struck up a conversation with her, and that's primarily it.
What'd you all talk about?
Just again, that's going back 6 months. Just
was a private investigator. I'm sure you probably got a memory like a steel trap.
When I was younger, maybe, but not at not my advanced age. What we talk about? Just basically, I just said I've been seeing what's been going on television. I think it's fair to you and your family. If I can be of any help to you, I'll be more than happy to help you. And she asked me to wait right there and wait there for a few minutes, and I did. And we spoke again later.
And when? When did you speak again?
A few minutes later.
Okay.
I'm saying a few minutes, probably 10 or 15 minutes later.
And what did you talk about then?
She had called her private. She said she's going to call her private investigator to check me out, and then she came a few minutes later. And she said you're going to be getting a phone call soon. And just about the same time, I got a phone call from another private investigator.
Okay, and who was that?
Dominic Casey.
Had you ever met Dominic Casey or heard of him before?
No, sir.
Okay. And so she told you she'd already hired a private investigator?
Yeah.
Okay. And did Dominic Casey call you?
Yes, sir.
When?
Like I say, about 10 or 15 minutes after probably within 15 minutes of my first conversation with Mrs. Anthony.
Did he call you while you were still out there on the front yard?
I went on the front yard. I wasn't on the front yard.
Where were you?
Standing over behind some of the media trucks.
Okay.
On the opposite side of the street.
So you meet with them. Did you talk about the case at all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then so you went over behind the media trucks. What were you doing over there? Just kind of watching?
Yeah, I'm watching the circus that was going on, basically.
So you'd driven over to see the circus.
Well, I'd say I drove over to see. That's not what it said. I said there was a circus going on. I drove over there to help the Anthony family.
Okay. And when you got there behind the trucks...
I mean, I wasn't standing behind the trucks in the area where the trucks were.
I understand.
If you're standing across the street, you're around the trucks. Let's put around the trucks.
I'm sorry. And so did your phone ring? Did you get a call from Dominic Casey?
Well, yeah, that's how you get a phone call that rings.
Some vibrate. And then tell me what happened when Dominic Casey called you.
He called and said that he said that he had checked me out, verified that I was who I was, and he thanked me for offering to help them, and basically said that since he had started this case, just basically since he had started working this case, that he would kind of like become a pariah. Nobody wanted to work with him or work on this particular case, let me put it that way, and just he appreciated any help I could give him. Or words to that effect.
Right.
And we talked for just a minute or two, just about, but not about the case. Just how long they asked me how long I've been doing this, that sort of thing.
Right.
Just general information. And actually, I hadn't met him. I didn't meet him for several weeks after that.
Okay. How long did you hang around the circus before you left?
Oh, not very long.
And then where'd you go?
Where'd I go today? Probably went back home.
Just drove on back.
Went shopping. It's a Saturday.
Did you drive over by yourself?
Yes, sir.
Are you married?
Not now, no, sir.
Were you married then?
Yes, sir.
What's your wife's name?
My ex-wife's name?
Yeah. It's ex now. Yeah, I'm sorry. Your ex-wife's name.
I don't think she'd really be happy if I said. Again, we're private people. We're not a story here. We're just.
Well, when you drive over and interject yourself into something like this, you become the story, and you're not private anymore, sir. With all due respect.
Okay.
What is your ex-wife's name?
Loretta.
And how can I get in touch with Loretta?
I'll give you that. I'll write that down for you.
Would you?
Sure. Hand me that paper, please.